Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Culture Cousins podcast.
Podcast.
I am Tiffany,
I'm Zerrina.
and we are two cousins criticizing the culture. Okay. And we know you can relate. So, this is episode 2. And if you would like, we would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, share this channel, share this video on all your socials. We have been receiving a good amount of support for everyone that's been doing that so far. I just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you. If you support women, if you support Black women, if you support women in media, um, and all of the above. So we appreciate you. Um, just on a personal note, I was watching episode 1. Um, when I was watching it back, doing some editing, and like this guy at one point he used to tell me when I get upset, like my voice gets deeper, and I always thought it was just like trying to roast me or whatever. But that's kind of true. Like when I
I
listen back,
can't.
I was like,
That
wait a
reminds me of
minute.
somebody we know, inside joke.
Oh my God. But yeah, it's like it was factual, and I was like, oh my God, that's a real thing. But yeah, I think last time my background was kind of loud too, so I'm trying to get it so that it's not like distracting, but still like what's it called? Noise control or something like that. Noise, like whatever. But hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah. So anything you want to add to the intro?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we've decided that what we want to do just in the beginning of our journey is to take a moment to just give some flowers, make a dedication, or show appreciation to the people who have inspired us. So I'm gonna go first, and mine is kind of obvious. Well, I don't know if it's obvious. If you're new to the channel, of course, it's gonna be obvious. But if you know me or follow me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, you'll know that I'm a huge. And I said it last pod, so if you saw the first podcast, you'll know. And if you haven't saw it, you should go watch it now. But Beyonce, right? So I know a lot of people are influenced and impacted by Beyonce, and I am those people. I just feel like she has been a role model of mine a really, really long time, like since the early 2000s. And honestly, she's like a person who inspired me to believe that I could do things out of my, past circumstances, current circumstances. So really, I could honestly talk about her impact on me for like a full pod, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep it brief and just say that I would like to, I guess, wherever this pod journey takes us or me, you know, that is the person I would like to dedicate my my attempt to. Just having the courage to do that is a lot of influence from her. Um, just in the realm of podcasting uh, itself. Joe Budden is another person that I look to. It's just like the blueprint for how it's done. I know sometimes he gets like a bad rep, but I can identify a person being like an underdog and then kind of just having a lot of people not championing him, however it's pronounced, forgive me, and building up that and earning respect and kind of like thriving. So I root for people like that. And to be able to do it and being true to yourself, he's always kind of like just blunt and straight to the point. Like he doesn't sugarcoat anything. I don't see him being like a politics person. He just kind of like you get what you get, so I appreciate that. Um, and the fact that he has like his own network is extremely commendable. Like I feel like people don't acknowledge that a lot, but to go from just like having a small podcast and then it growing and being able to build yourself gradually over time is something that I admire. And I feel like gradual success is sometimes better than overnight success because it just kind of hits you and you have to process it. But I admire that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, a lot of my influences come from, I guess, just creative individuals because I feel like, real life, sometimes there's a lot of pain and, just struggle. And like a lot of times I would find like music or dance, film, those type of things as an outlet to express myself or just to escape from reality sometimes when it hasn't been the greatest. So that's why I'm so closely connected to that field. And maybe it's just the Pisces in me because, we are creative individuals and like are drawn to those avenues of expression. So I'm definitely, and at first I didn't even like the astrology thing. I didn't even like, I don't know, not necessarily believe, but I guess I just didn't know. I was uninformed. But when I started reading about it and the character traits for people and how it matches up, I was just like really blown away. So that definitely is befitting, at least that part, to me. But yeah, I just want to say those influences are a part of, how I look at the platform, how I look at art, and I'm taking like a piece of what they've done and incorporating it into what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So just flowers.
Right.
And whatever you want to add to that.
Yeah, I would say like definitely like one of my inspirations would be like you, honestly, because you really like hold me like accountable and like but I feel like we both hold each other accountable. Like I could definitely like I feel like we chose like the right kind of people to like do this with because um I just always looked up to you as a child or whatever and like I feel like we were just like kind of meant to be together in a way like because I feel like you and like with your family like they bring you like you like you're met like it's like a soulmate in a way like in a family way like I feel like some people were just meant to like meet each other and
Yeah.
be close because I mean of course we have a bunch of other family members but not you're not always going to like have that same like level of like affection and like love for all your family members even though of course you love all of your family members it's like you have a strong bond and
Mm-hmm.
like I feel the same with like my older sisters too, because like I'll always like look up to them as a kid, and like that's kind of like the person I want to be. I wanted to be when I was a kid. So that definitely like influenced a lot of my goals and how I want people to look at me, and um and that's how I just kind of want my how I aspire to be as far as like growing as a person and like entertainment wise. I feel like just like seeing like rappers that are like and Lizzo like I feel like she's like a big influence for me because she really she's like a good representation because like as a kid like I like never really got to see like girls that are like dark skinned and plus size in the media that were like shown love and that were like really handed like appreciated and like glorified and put and had like a big platform. And Lizzo was like the first person I've seen in a while that like do that. And like really means like a lot to me. Like I treasure her a lot because like, I don't really see a lot of representation for like bigger plus size women that are dark skinned. And I just like that she really creates a space for like, just like plus size women. And someone else like as far as like commentary and social commentary like this YouTuber King of Reads like I love him like I've been subscribing to him for years like he's a very popular YouTuber I'm sure like people have heard of him but he's like black and queer and he's plus size or whatever and like he really like he's an advocate for everyone advocate for black women especially like he really goes hard for us and like stands up for us whenever we are like something happens in the media involving like black women he's always speaking on it and stuff like that and I really like enjoy his content. And he's very genuine and like himself, and that's kind of who I want to be, like very authentic and genuine and like honest about how I feel or whatever. Um, and just in general, like I want to like have my content or whatever, and like kind of like be an influencer as well. So like anyone who's like an influencer kind of inspires me, but I feel like personally I just inspire myself in that realm because I feel like you know what you want at the end of the day. Like I'm good at certain things, like have certain strengths and weaknesses, and I feel like content creating is something I never tried before, and I feel like since I have the time that this would be a good time to do it. Because I feel like for a while, like thinking like you see people like living their dreams and it seems like so far fetched,
Yeah.
but um, I just feel like why not? Like why not try it? Because I feel like there's people really out here making money and living their dreams. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of what separates our generation from like older generations, that we really like chase our dreams and stuff. And I guess just like seeing the collective Black community and like my peers doing that inspires me to do it myself. So
Right. Right. Yeah. It's definitely uh, a beautiful time to just see that and know that you can really just make a living off of what you do, like, or your passions. So
right.
that's definitely a beautiful thing. And I just want to say thank you for what you said about me. Like sometimes, you know and I think a part of why we decided to do this is because there's so much hate in the world, so much negativity. So it's always good, and I'm a very big advocate of when people do something that impacts you to let them know, because you never know what someone's going through or what they may be
Yeah.
dealing with,
Right.
and those positive words or those encouraging words could make someone's day or make someone's
Right.
week, make someone's month, whatever. And I just love doing that because I know that people need that, because
Yeah.
just not even if they're going through anything personally, sometimes just the state of the world can make you feel down a bit. So whenever you can say something that is inspiring to someone or let them know how you feel, if it's positive,
Right.
we need more of that. So um, I want to do that as frequently as possible, and there's more people on my list. I just feel like that is the introduction to that segment. So yeah. So again, just thank you for what you said about that. But from that, we are going to jump into our TV segment, one of my favorite segments, and talk about the cabaret. You know, this last episode premiered Sunday. I still didn't find out what episode it was, but
Uh, yeah, I don't know either. It might be
mm-hmm,
4 or 5. I think it's
mm-hmm,
4 or 5.
yeah. Um, so if you wanna, start that off.
I don't like this last episode. I feel like I liked it better. I mean, I don't say I liked it better, but I think it was a good takeaway from the previous episode, Jocelyn's Cabaret.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a few things that stuck out to me were Jocelyn's relationship with her and Ballistic. Like I love their relationship. Like I feel like they're like a perfect match. And like I follow her on Instagram too. And like today I seen like pictures how like he really cares about her daughter. And I feel like that's like important aspect, especially if you have children. Like if you're a single mom and you're dating, like you really want to like date someone that cares about your child too and loves your child. And he really seems like he loves her. And I really like them together because I've seen her like in her past reality shows, and she definitely haven't had the best partner. So I
Yeah.
feel like they're like he's very like refreshing to see, especially like when you got girls running around like half naked in the show. Like I mean they have an open relationship too, so maybe that may make things easier for them because she is like fluent sexually fluent or whatever. So that may be like a perfect match too, because if you both are open, then that works. Whatever works for your relationships works. But it seemed like they have created healthy boundaries because it seemed like in her past relationship they were still in an open relationship and would do things and have like a third party in like the bedroom and stuff like that. But there wouldn't be any boundaries because he would still be doing things without her there and
Yeah.
whatnot, that kind of deal. So I like that they have healthy boundaries regarding that. And uh something else that stuck out to me was how like Diamond or whatever, she kept using the N-word, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But I mean, I guess that's something that's like um it's like I guess normal in their like strip like world community, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did notice like with her, it's like she hasn't said that all since she's been there, because black people, we kind of say that word, like
Freely.
whenever, like we may not say it in
Mm-hmm.
an aggressive way, or it's our everyday language. It's part of AAVE. So I feel like she decided to use that word because she was like, getting into it with Amber, who's a dark skinned black woman who's very confident. And I feel like she wanted to seem like she was hard or whatever. So that's why she chose to use that word against her, because she hasn't used it ever since she's been there. And I mean, I can see if she was like saying it would still been bad if she was saying it regardless, because she's not black.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could be wrong. She may have a little black hair, but she doesn't physically look black. She comes off as something else. Um, but yeah, I'll just say that she's not black for now because she doesn't look black to me. But I feel like that's the reason why she used that word, and I didn't like that, and I feel like Jocelyn should have called her out on that. But of course, that seems like that's clearly something that's normal, and no one cares about that because no one like did a gasp or had an issue with her saying it. But she kept saying it
A little like what
more,
she just said.
right? Like she kept saying it multiple times. She kept saying it harder and harder and harder. Like I
Mm-hmm.
did not like that. K Capri, like I'm really starting not to like her because I feel like she just does way too much. Like she must be a Cancer or something. I feel like she might be a Cancer. No offense to Cancers. I have a love-hate relationship with Cancers, but like she just does a lot. Like, and it's just like kind of overwhelming. And I feel like she has to constantly like prove herself, and she feel
Yeah.
like she has to fight all the time when she doesn't. And like half the fights on the show, like, I don't even know where they be coming from. And like you can say one comment and it'll turn into a brawl, and that'll be like the topic for the next 2 episodes. And then it's just like wet like I feel how I feel about her is like I feel like I'm glad she came back, and I feel like she deserves to be there because she's kind of been through a lot in the last episode. But I
Sure.
feel like Jocelyn didn't want her there for some reason. um but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the episode pretty much. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that stuck out. uh, yeah, that was pretty much it. Nothing else really
Um,
stuck out. It was a pretty chill episode outside of that.
just to kind of piggyback off what you said about Jocelyn and Ballistic, I definitely love their relationship too, and I just like how because normally when they on this last episode in the beginning they were just kind of chilling talking to each other like homies. So I love seeing them in that vibe because usually they're just kind of like just all over each other like tongue down the
Right,
throat, but just to see them like chill hanging out like that
right.
that was nice to see. um
I like how
I,
he's always just like right by her side. Like
mhm.
if it's a confrontation, if she's like with all the girls, he's always like right there, like next to her. Like I love
Mhm.
that.
And he's just like uh he doesn't mind her having the spotlight. And a
Right.
lot of times guys have like this jealousy thing, and he
Hmm.
doesn't appear to have that. So that's nice to see too. He just lets her go be free, say what she want to say, do what she want to do,
Right.
and he just like whatever. For us the girls, I don't I like problem, and I know this is a reality TV, so there's always going to be like some issue, some problem. But I just like unproblematic people.
Yeah.
So people that don't cause drama, they come there, they do what they need to do, and they focus on the competition because all the other stuff is unnecessary. Like I feel like I would never
Right.
make it one day on
I know I
reality
wouldn't.
TV,
I know I wouldn't.
especially not
Especially that
this show,
show.
because
Right.
it's too much. Like it's it's just, but so we did get some clarity on it's gonna be 3 nights or something like that. She said 3 nights, 3 different nights of the cabaret. But I feel
Hmm.
like from the preview of the next episode, they not really doing any choreography. They just
Right. Is there
up
like I
there.
feel like every season has been that's one thing I really like about the show. I don't feel like it's very organized because the first if like I've been watching it ever since it first came out before it really got popular. And like the first season it was more like kind of like her own reality show. It wasn't really like it didn't really go deep into cabaret. Like it was kind of just mostly following her life. And like the people and it wasn't like a competition either. It wasn't a competition like kind of format where you were or you had a winner at the end and stuff like that. She had four girls that she liked and they just danced some cabaret, which was cool. And then you had the season two, which is like very more organized. Like you got this person winning this amount of money, but then this season is like you got people competing every few weeks for one show, which is like okay, which I think is good because that means everybody gets the opportunity to dance. There's not just one opportunity at the
Yeah.
end to dance, which I think is a good idea. But it's just like I feel like okay, it's gonna be this way next season. Is she gonna have it another way? Which I mean, I guess this isn't bad. It's just different. Like I feel like it's a new
Yeah.
approach on reality competition shows because if like usually in competition shows there's like such a structure but with this, it's like it may be like a completely different thing next season or something like that. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but I mean, I kind of feel kind of neutral about it. But I just something I noticed like every season has been kind of different.
And also last episode when you said that, after a fight, there's like 3 or 4 scenes where they take 15 minutes to talk about the fight. So
Right,
I noticed that you were so right because on this episode I actually paid attention to it. Um
right.
and I was like, you was right. But also, another thing what was funny because, you know, last episode when we was talking about baby boy, how the man was like and you was like wait, I'm trying to get it out. Hold on. And you was like, let's talk about the scene because at the end of the scene, he licked his head. So I went and I tried to find clips to put in the video. And when I was watching the I saw where he did that. And I had never noticed that whole time. It was
Yeah,
just,
like
and
he was really
I was in
Melvin was
here
doing the most of
crying.
that. Like Melvin was doing the most. Like why you gotta lick his head for? Like, and then they both balled at that. Like, what if you licked your head? Like, that was so gross. Like, okay, like Melvin was so out of pocket that whole movie. Like. Like my favorite part of that movie was like I guess I guess Melvin and his mom about to help the Jody's mom about to have sex and she was like, Jody, Melvin, please believe me. That was my favorite little part. I thought that part was so cute. And then when that guy was like $40,
God.
that and the head looking was just like top tier.
That was so funny, man.
And then he played it off like he didn't do all that right when she came in the room. Like, wow.
And she acted so clueless, like she don't see him breathing.
Right. Like that happens a lot in TV and movies and stuff. Like you'll have like a big altercation or something or a quick little altercation right before the person you don't want to see comes in. And then they were like, yeah. So anyway, and like you're not gasping for air and dying, but
like because that's too funny. Oh my god, that was hilarious. I just had to get that out because I noticed that on the
and he was like, Jody, like,
stop.
Like, are you choking me and you trying to imitate my voice? Jody. Like, what?
Wait, okay, no, you gotta stop. Okay, because we could literally sit there and talk about that the whole time.
There's a lot to unpack in that movie.
Yeah, there is. One day we might just do a movie breakdown.
You can do a nostalgic movie review.
Yeah.
Comment below if y'all want a nostalgic movie review.
Right.
We can analyze movies as like adults.
Right. But just to keep it on TV, that was it about the cabaret. We're gonna tune in next episode and do a breakdown. So subscribe. I got a chance to check out Abbott Elementary, and it definitely lives up to the hype. I love Janine / Quinta's fashions. She's giving classic teacher vibes. The black cast, it's very powerful. It's good to see people from TV like Chris. I know his name's not Chris, but
Tyler James Williams.
Tyler James Williams, and the lady that played in Parent Trap. Her name was Chessie in Parent Trap, but I don't know what her real name is. I was so excited to see those two. And I guess Cheryl Lee Ralph too because of Moesha, but I feel like she's done more work maybe than the others. The principal is funny, and the white guy too. He's funny.
They have such comedic chemistry, like
yeah.
And then like the looks to the camera and be like everything, like that be having me dead.
I'm trying to figure out if I like that or not. Because one time I heard somebody say, like, you know how like in Fresh Prince they used to do that every once in a while, or very seldom, and it was like, who said that? I think it's a comedian. It was like, I saw the Fresh Prince, and they look at me, and I'm like, don't look at me, the Fresh Prince.
Right.
And then ever since I heard him say that, I just be kind of thinking about that. But yes, it is funny on there because it feels like it make you feel like you're a part of the show, which I like because I always want to be a part of a show. But yeah, I love just that show. I feel like is needed, and I feel like it's so much to break down just regarding schools and education, and then just how people interact with each other. It's just a lot, but I love the show and I can't wait. I don't know if it was renewed for another season, but I feel like it should be because that's all everyone has been talking about. But yeah, we
need like 10 good 6 or 8 seasons.
Yeah, and longer episodes.
Yeah, I feel like episodes I feel so shorter now because we always streaming it and stuff, and we don't really have to with this you have to wait it for weekly, but still you know have like less commercial breaks and all that, and then it's like it just seems like shorter. Just not seem how it used to be like. Abbott Elementary, like I just like how Ava is like so like funny, but she's like the boss, but she's like also like silly and like kind of rude. Even though she's like a rude character, I like that she's still like confident, like, and she is the principal, like she's not like another teacher. I wish like Janine and Tyler James Williams' character would get together already and start dating and stop playing. I like you said, like the whole like black cast, like I love that. It's like more like in their dark skin representation. Like I live for that, and I feel like a lot of the characters just remind me of somebody that I know, and I like that too. It's very like comforting. It's a very comfort like type of show. Like I can definitely see myself like watching this like 20 years from now.
Yes. And that's kind of hard to say because you don't think about that like with a lot of shows. And I feel like anyone can watch it. I know it's through Hulu, but it's like Hulu ABC. Like, do it say ABC when it comes?
Yeah, it's ABC.
Okay, but yeah, I do like that. It's just a good show. And they keep it like realistic,
They do. Like it'd be like real jokes, like real experiences that people go through. Like I like that. Did you watch like all the episodes, the most recent one? Yeah, I thought it was interesting when they brought up like the topic of having work friends and like how she felt so insecure, like Janine felt so kind of insecure that they weren't like claiming her as her friend, and like that's kind of like I feel like it's like a real thing to like feel because I feel like so many people are like very like distrusting of people at work and they don't really look at them as a family. Like there's jokes online saying how people like when you say, oh, like when like the boss is like, oh, we're a family, and then everybody like low-key be rolling their eyes like this is not a family, everybody just here for like money. But I like how at the end of the episode, they like I think the white dude was like, you know, you are my friend. I love you like I love you like a friend, like and stuff like that. And he was like, next time, but I was just like, it made me wonder like why it took him so long to claim her as a friend. Like, why did she have to go through all that buying the chicken and doing all that just for him to like claim her just to be her friend? Like, he's like, what initially made you not want to tell her like your business, like or whatever, like, or why did you not defend her when she was like telling the whole group about it, you know? So
Um,
I don't know.
I feel like I feel like with that, when you actually have to go to a physical location to work
Mm-hmm.
for normally 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you are with those people more than you're with your actual family. And depending on the type of environment you're in, you do build really close relationships with the people you work alongside. And I think not everyone will have that same experience, but just for me personally, I feel like some majority of my adult friendships have stemmed from um, working environments. So I think a lot of times people are weary because some people don't have good intentions in the workplace because they may attempt to befriend you and then find out things about you and then use it against you. Just like in the
Yeah.
real world, really. But, a lot of times there's drama with work relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it can get messy. So I think people have, how most people take the negative and run with it. And I think people just prefer not to get involved with some people that they work with just to protect their job.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how you carry yourself. But
Right.
if you're staying out of mess, out of drama, and you come to work and you focus on work and you're there for a better purpose, then you really don't have those issues. But in this case on the show, yeah, I really can't. That's a good question. I really can't figure out. Well, he said that he was afraid to have tell her his business
Her ex
because
boyfriend.
he would have to chime in on her business. And I guess he didn't want to hurt her by saying he doesn't feel that this guy is appropriate for her or she's outgrown
Mm-hmm.
him or something
Yeah.
like that, which makes sense because sometimes it's when people give you a lot of their situation, they expect you to tell a lot of yours. And
Right.
you may not be comfortable with doing that, or you may not just be that type of person. But that's
Mm-hmm.
what people expect. And then it gets friction or weird, and they're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, why you don't want to do so and so and so? Maybe I'm just not that
Yeah.
type of person. So I think in that case, he was also trying to protect their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, eventually, what he would call their friendship, but it may it. I guess it's a lot of different ways you could look at it.
Right.
But I do like the fact that they covered that on that show.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the fact that they covered um, how Quinta was in the relationship and she outgrown it,
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of times people don't talk about outgrowing people or how you were with someone and then you meet someone else that's more compatible for you. What do you do?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like I think about it all the time. Like what if, like say for instance, you get married and then you meet someone else that's like you're perfect and you're soulmate. Like how Will Smith said he was married to Cherie and he met
Mm-hmm.
Jada and he went in the bathroom and cried because he knew that
Yeah.
Jada was the one. Like
Right. That makes me feel bad for Sheree, like more than it makes me feel bad for Will, honestly, because I feel like people like that kind of stuff. Like they like, oh, you found your one true love after all this time, but it made me feel more bad than the woman that he's married because she probably still loved him, you know?
yeah,
Like I feel for the girl that gets left. I feel for the wife that's going through that divorce. Like I feel for them the most. Like great, they run off and be happy and have more kids and have like this like big like relationship goals type of relationship or whatever. But she's like that's like heartbreaking.
but
Like
yeah,
to
it
me.
is. But think about, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is heartbreaking. But just think about if the guy stays with you and he's unhappy, and then he starts
Yeah.
treating you like crap, or
Yeah.
cheating or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it,
Um.
you know.
I feel like that's so common with men. Like men do that so much. Like they'll get married because they feel like, okay, we had a kid, so we should get married, or you're pregnant, so we should get married. And then
They're not.
when they really find the one, they either cheat or leave you. I mean, leaving you probably better than cheating on you, but still, it's like you have to deal with like that heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, there was probably some cheating that happened. They maybe didn't say that it happened,
Yeah.
but that probably what led him to realize that, that she's the one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate stuff like that. I hate stories like that. Like where like I just want you to like I want to when I'm marrying someone, I want the person I marry to be the one and they feel the same way about me. And that's scary. That's what's scary about getting married. Like you can be married for 15 years and then that person wake up one day and don't love you no more. Like what? You don't love me no more. It's been 15 years. Like, and I feel like people expect like relationships to be exciting all the time and they get bored because they like toxic stuff and they like toxic drama or whatever. And they used to that back and forth. But when they don't have that and things are just calm, people think that I feel like people perceive that as it not being passionate or not having no connection. But no, you're just being normal and in a healthy relationship.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I hate stuff like that.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting how like that can exist.
Right.
And then I guess we can deep dive on this another time, but just I guess the fact about like how you can like do you think there could be more than one soulmate, or if I don't know. I feel like
I mean I feel like with soulmates like I feel like people have to really know what a soulmate is, and I don't feel like you can really define it. It's more like a feeling. And I feel like I don't think you can have necessarily more than one soulmate because I feel like people think of a soulmate as as your one and only. I feel like that's why people think of soulmate is, but I feel like there's definitely people. I feel like there's multiple people that are like you can have a good, long-standing, steady relationship, and I feel like there's more than one person in this world where you can have a deep connection with romantically.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like you can meet. That's why I feel like like you can meet your husband in this lifetime, and then you can when you pass away and your soul goes to another body and reincarnates and you live another life, you may find someone else. That's why I feel like it's possible to have more than romantic connection because we've lived so many lives. Like our soul has lived so many lives, and I feel like there's so many people. There's billions and billions of people in this world, so I feel like there's definitely capable for you to have a romantic connection with someone else. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's your decision whether or not you stay with that person, and it's your choice whether or not you want this to be the person to be your life partner.
Right.
And I feel like it doesn't really matter. Like I feel like it doesn't matter who it is. It's just as long as you feel like you care about that person enough to stay with them. And I feel like love is like a commitment as well. Like you have to choose to love someone and choose to be there for them. And I feel like some people don't always they're not ready for that commitment. They just want like the fun stuff. But I do think in that case I feel like you can have more than one soulmate. But I feel like everyone that comes into your life is for a reason, and everyone that's in your life is supposed to teach you a lesson.
Yes, true.
So I feel like you just have to. I feel like it's up to you. Like I feel like if you don't really want to be with this person, then it probably wasn't really meant to be. I really believe like things were meant to be how they are. Like your life was meant to be however it is or however it turns out. And everything is also up to you. Like you make your decisions and all that. So
right. Yeah. Very true. Um, so I guess that kind of wraps up the Abbott Elementary. But I like how, when we start on one subject and it kind of leads into something else, and then we kind of, because I think that's the purpose of creating these type of shows, to have conversations and just have dialogue around different subject matter. And that's what I admire about like creative arts, like how it can influence so many conversations and make you think, and it's thought provoking.
Yeah.
There's one more thing with TV. Oh no, it's not TV. Movies. Um, I think you said it was called Alice, but Kiki Palmer movie about her upcoming movie, where she's like in the past and then she goes to the future. I think Common is in it. The trailer looks really good. I'm excited about it. And then she goes back and like meets her former like slave master. I think that's interesting because like what if we could exist and go back and see like our legacy of
Right.
ancestors and where you come from. Like there's so many things in movies that I just wish we could adopt in real life. Like can
Right.
you imagine how, I guess it's for the best
Yeah.
that you can't do that, but
I feel like
or
that's
it's
what
just the
dreams are kind of
knowledge.
for. I feel like that's what dreams are for. Dreams help you see like your future and your past. And like that's why you have people who know how to do like tarot readings and stuff like that, because people have that gift. And that's kind of feel like why they're here, to help you get a glimpse of that.
Yeah, I really admire those people who have that talent, because I would just like to see how they navigate their own life. Like,
Right.
you
And then
know,
I feel like that would be terrible to have, because every time you're around someone, you really feel their energy and you get like all these signs and stuff. Like, I would not want to have that kind of gift. Like,
yeah,
I wonder if, like, I mean, because you can't really turn it on and turn it off. Like,
right,
if you're a very heavily spiritual person, like, yeah.
right. I just
Like, that made me think about that so Raven. Like, I feel so bad for her. I feel bad for her just watching the show, like, because every time she got to do something good with her life, she get a vision and she be like thinking, she be screwing everything up. Like, if I had her vision, I would just ignore it if I was that so Raven. Like, girl, because I'm
and
getting
she's
into
trying to figure it out and she only gets pieces and she ends up doing.
right.
But now that I think about it, I can kind of relate to that, because I feel like I get dreams a lot and they're like pieces of, like, a lot of times my deja vu is crazy. Like I've seen so many things before they actually happen. Oh, one time specifically, I want to say this. One time, I don't know whether I had a dream or I had a vision, but in the vision, I was doing something, my purse was there, or a coat or something, and I looked in the purse or the coat and there was money in it.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward months later, year, maybe even a year or so later, I saw that and I was like, it's money here somewhere. And I went looking through the stuff. I was like, I've seen this before. I know there's money here. And I looked through the purse and I looked in the zipper and I pulled out money.
Wow.
That really happened. I saw it exactly. I saw it. And when I was in it, I was like, wait a minute. I know I've seen this before. And I just went looking like that. And if I was like, if I look in here and there's money in here, and I just had to.
Like, I feel like with my dreams, like I get like deja vu, like as a feeling of deja vu, but not like something like, oh, I've seen that before. Like sometimes I'll like have like parallels between like real life and like my dreams. Like sometimes I'll be doing something or be in the car looking out the window and it's like, wow, this is making me feel, this moment right now is making me feel exactly how I felt in my dream. That one dream I had. Like I'm getting that same kind of like weird kind of like, because like your dreams be really vivid and you really feel like you're living that right then and there. Like my dreams are extremely vivid and I really feel everything I go through. If I'm scared, like you feel it when you wake up. Like if you're sad,
Ooh, that's the worst, being scared
right?
And wake up scared.
So it's like sometimes like, and then sometimes it's like almost a very peaceful feeling too, like a very calm, otherworldly type of feeling. And then sometimes if it's like late at night or like around kind of around the time we're recording right now, like 3 a.m. like really like late at night, you kind of you're watching TV or you're looking out the window, you kind of get that same kind of feeling, and that's what I get too.
That's actually feels very special. I've never really experienced that,
Hmm.
but I can understand what you're saying
Right.
and what you've gone through. Um, just one more thing about dreams. Like when I have dreams, I know aside from like the deja vu, like if I just like say for instance I have a dream tonight and they're about random people or could be people I know. They're always the opposite of
Hmm.
what I dreamt. So if I had a dream and a guy was there, when I wake up, whatever happened, it's about a girl.
Hmm.
Similar scenario. Or if it's a child, it's an adult. Or it's an animal, it's like I don't know. But it's always like the opposite of what I see.
Hmm.
And one time I had a dream that like uh a girl had drowned or whatever. And then I was happened to be watching this movie and a boy drowned in the pool. But I saw that because I knew I was gonna see that. And like in the movie it was very intense. So it's weird. Like they just it's kind of weird how it works, but
Yeah.
it's always like foresight. Even with the deja vu or the dream, I see it
Hmm.
before. But I just can't figure out what prompts it. But I feel like if I become more in tune with that side of me,
Hmm.
I could really tap into those skills. But I'm scared.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people regret even doing that kind of stuff. Like you open up like a can of worms that you really weren't ready for. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um. But yeah, I think that's it for TV and movies. Got Chloe Bailey on the list. She's been a hot topic for like the past months.
hmm.
Since I guess the release of and a little bit before. I guess when she created her solo Instagram, she became a
Hmm.
hot topic.
Right.
Um, my opinion on Chloe is that she's just finding herself.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like if you're in a certain age bracket, because typically the comments online are from like older, well, appears to be older women older than her. Just kind of looking and kind of being a bit super judgmental. I feel like if you're a woman, then you know you will go more than likely you go into through a phase where you're just trying to, figure out your look, your vibe, what
Hmm.
want to be known for. And I feel like she's going through that process. She's beautiful. She's talented. She has like all the check marks. So
Hmm.
I feel like she just deserves a break. She's young. She's maybe impressionable still. She's doing, I think, what she thinks people want from her, but still trying to be true to herself. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a lot of pressure. She's under Beyonce's tutelage, so people are throwing Beyonce comparisons out there.
Right.
Like, just give her a break, give her some time to figure it out. If you don't like it, unfollow her. If you
Right.
like it, double tap and then just let it be.
Right. Right.
It's not that serious.
Um. Yeah. I feel like they do kind of do this with anyone, but I feel like it's more, very definitely more so jealousy with people how people receive her. Because I feel like you got girls out here doing that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I don't know why people come for her so hard. I haven't really gotten to the pinpoint. I can't really pinpoint it, but for me, it just like blatant jealousy in the comments. Because I mean, of course, you got people who her fan base who loves her, but then you got people who kind of like don't really like say a in your face kind of insult, but like they do kind of like
Mm-hmm.
backhanded stuff in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll say things like, "Oh yeah, I like her, but she's doing too much," and it's just like I just feel like it seems to me like she's just being herself, and she seems like she's very genuinely happy with who she is and very confident. And I feel like when people are super confident like that, like people do not like it at all. Like they do not receive it well.
Such a
Um,
contradiction.
and I just feel like that's just the only reason why people are kind of hating on her. And I feel like yeah, you can't say she's maybe doing too much, but it's just like, is that enough for her to be like kind of for y'all to be coming for her the way that she does? I don't feel like because I feel like what she's doing is not like she shouldn't really deserve like the backlash.
And she's an entertainer. What do you mean doing too much? Like when you're an
Right.
entertainer, you're supposed to entertain.
Right. And I feel like um all it means that she matters for talent. And I don't with her I can't even say it's just older women saying that kind of stuff. It's just people who feel like who are seem very unhappy. Like, it'd be like the main people in the comments, they don't be having even a profile picture and they be saying something. I'm just like, okay, user 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, like I
Yeah,
don't know. It just pisses me off. Like I just wish like black women could support each other because I feel like black women are taught to hate each other.
they are.
Because you're right. Because you don't see like it's not a bunch of white women talking about some she doing too much. Like so I feel like it's mostly black women saying that kind of stuff, which is sad.
Yeah,
But
and
she mostly black women are supporters too, so you got two sides of the same coin, honestly.
I feel like it's such a contradiction because one minute you got people say, "Oh, be yourself," embrace who you are. Don't dim your light to let others shine. And then you get someone who is clearly, just doing whatever they want to do, expressing themselves, and it's like, oh, you need to tone it down a bit. You need to do so. It's like it's a contradiction because you
Yeah.
can't say one minute be yourself. Just like when people say about the body imaging, oh, well, don't change anything about your appearance. You don't need to do that. You're beautiful the way you are. And then when you have someone that looks different from what you're used to seeing, well, you need to change this. Well, maybe work
Hmm.
on that. Da 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 da. It's like y'all don't even know what y'all want, or
Right.
the message is not concise. Like
Yeah,
one
I feel
minute
like
is
at the
this.
end of the day, it's like that's why it's so important to be happy with yourself.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
have to be.
love yourself.
You have to be,
Um,
because if you're doing it for someone else, it's never going to be good enough.
right, right. Um, I feel like when people do get surgery, I feel like people body shame them as well. And I feel like, because I mean, people, of course, the guys are gonna like that kind of stuff, but I feel like when you do get your body done and you may be botched or something like may go wrong, people body shame you, and that's not right either. Like I don't feel like any kind of body shaming is right. Like whether you're skinny, like big or whatever, or got your body done, people still body shame you. Like no matter what, like you can't do nothing right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a never ending process if you're doing it for other people. Like you just
Right.
have to do it for yourself, and be happy with yourself internally as well, and just do what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's it for Chloe because I just wish they would just give her some time to, you know, just figure it
Right.
out.
Right.
Um, Wendy Williams was in the headline about her show. Apparently, allegedly, they want to give Sherry Shepherd either her show or her own show if the Wendy Williams show stops. Um, oh, they just showed the cutest dog. Sorry. Um, but my thing is with this, I don't like this because give them. I mean, I understand Wendy's health is declining right now, or she's maybe having some health challenges at the moment. But don't pit them against each other. Let them both
Right.
have a spotlight.
Right, and
That
they're friends. That's why she asked her to cover her show in the first place.
Yeah, I get so tired of it always having to be one. Like for the longest
Right,
time, it was just and respect for Nikki. She's very talented, but they just wanted it to be one rapper, Nikki. And then when Cardi came, they tried to put them against each other. Like,
mm-hmm.
and now with Wendy, they want Sherry, and they're saying Sherry this versus each other. Like, let more than one person have a spot. It's enough money, it's enough audience, it's enough people in this
Right,
world
right.
where more than one person can be at the
And
top.
Wendy, and like now that she's sick, it's almost like she's disposable. Like they gotta just find. They're so obsessed with finding a replacement and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's sad. And like I feel for Wendy because it makes me like, even though she's like said some bad things for people in the past, it's just like I wish she like could leave on her own terms. Like I hate that she has to leave because she's sick and stuff like that. Like that's sad to me because I feel like if she was gonna end her show on her own terms, she would go out with a bang. And
Right.
and I don't like when people. I don't like people are happy that she's sick and they feel like this is her karma, because I feel like even though she said some bad things, she hasn't. I don't feel like she I don't feel like she deserves like what she's gone through, because even before she got famous, she went through a lot. Because I watched like her documentary and her movie, like
Yeah.
she's been through a lot, and I really like feel for her. And I mean, of course, I can condone some of the stuff that she said about people, but I just feel like she doesn't deserve what she's going through right now, because I feel like she's an icon. Like she really like paved the way, and she's such an inspiration for
Even
people
for
like
stuff
us.
like this.
Right,
Yeah.
for what we're doing. And she just like, I feel like she's definitely like an icon for the Black community. Like, and I feel like you can't say she's not like the queen of talk shows, like especially for Black media. Like you can't deny her that. So I just hope she gets better. Like I hope she gets healthy. And like it's like every time I see a headline with her in it, like I get like anxious. So like, oh my God, I hope there's nothing like really bad happen to her. And that's all I really want for her right now. I just want her to be healthy. And she definitely doesn't need to be coming back to the show. Because, I mean, if it was me and I had fell out on TV like she did, you would not be seeing me anymore. So I'll give props to her, because once I fall out on TV like that,
Right.
you would not be seeing me no more.
I feel like Wendy is one of those people where she won't get the flowers that she deserves until something tragic happens, or if something tragic
Right.
were to happen.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people, they don't, just like with Michael Jackson, rest in peace. People criticize that man, and if you know, I know there's controversy around his name, but people criticize him like to the worst degree, and made him feel terrible, made him be unhappy, make him be
Yeah.
miserable. And then when he passes away, oh, legend. I've never heard another word about any allegations against him since his passing. Everything is positive. Everything. He's a legend, an icon. Da 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 da.
Right.
Y'all could have did that while he was alive, and then the men felt appreciated because he was iconic, a superstar. So
Yeah.
I mean, I get people get upset about things, but at the end of the day, his contributions aren't in vain. Like you have
Right.
acts that are out now, even Beyonce, like, you know, inspired by that, and it's a ripple effect. Like I feel like people just wait until a person passes away to only want to say good things about them, and they
Yeah.
need to hear that while they're alive. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like Wendy is in that category, but you know, hopefully everything works out for her, and you know, things make a positive turn.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanted to ask you, like, what did you think about the Super Bowl performances?
So I really only saw clips. I love the fact. First of all, I like Snoop Dogg. He's like one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg really just be out here doing everything. Like he has like a free, he's very available. Like he's just down for whatever. Like a free schedule.
Yeah, I enjoy anytime I get to see him. And he's just like classic. He never changes. You know what you're gonna get when Snoop is around, and
Right.
I just love it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I recall from that.
Yeah, I feel like with all the performances, like people just kept saying how they got all of them got old and how they're like fat and they shouldn't be up there. And it's like I guess because I follow like Mary J. Blige, I see Snoop Dogg all the time, and I see 50 Cent because he's always posting and shading Black women all the time. But that's another topic. But I just feel like y'all like this was 20 years ago and stuff like that. Why are everyone so shocked that they got old? Everybody gonna get old one day.
Ignorant.
Like that's what I don't like. And it's just like people saying how Mary J. Blige got big and stuff like that. Mary J. Blige's body is sick. And it's just like half people that saying that stuff, you couldn't go up there and do the stuff she's doing. let alone just forget about dancing and singing and breath control. Just getting up there, having the confidence to get up there and in front of millions of people and perform. Y'all couldn't do that.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, forget her age. That's Mary J. Blige. Like, are you kidding me?
And sidebar, I love that Mary always gonna give you a good thigh high boot. I did see a picture of
Right.
her, and she been doing that for the past decades. And I'm just like, I would love to see her shoe closet.
Right.
But go ahead, sorry.
Something else that was interesting about the Super Bowl is just how none of the celebrities was wearing masks at all.
Except Blue Ivy
Like,
Carter.
right. Period.
Yeah, but yeah,
And it's just like none of the celebrities are wearing no type of mask. And it's just like that must be nice to not have to worry about getting COVID. Like I mean, of course they can get COVID, but of course they don't have to worry about getting it. Like me, you people, regular people gotta worry about getting COVID all the time. And it's just like I think it's just I'm not saying I mean they're celebrities, so they can do whatever they want, but it's like amazing to me like how these past 3 years we've been like people been dealing with this pandemic, but to have like the luxury to separate yourself from that and just go to a big I would be terrified to go into a big crowd like that because I'd be too like paranoid that I would get COVID. Because it's like you just have to be around that wrong person to get it. Like I feel like. And yeah, and it's just like I didn't see no type of social distancing going on. So and I feel like
none.
people just like kinda like people just kind of forgot about it just for like money, which is sad.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't know. I think it's amazing though. Good for them that they can just separate themselves and just live the life that they want to live, and that like COVID just isn't a thing. And I mean, yeah, they may get it, but they have the health benefits that people don't have, or people don't have. They can. And then when they are sick for 2 weeks or a month or however long you have to recover, they get to do it in a big old house. So it's not like you're really that isolated either because you're in this humongous house. You can go to an island or something and still pretty much be
Right.
normal. Be comfortable even if you are sick. So
And
that's just something that made me think about that. Just not seeing people with masks there because just like they're living a normal life pretty much when no one else can do that.
um and I don't know what's going on just like regular citizens because they be acting like they can't get it either because
Yeah.
they all out there with
Well,
no
the thing is,
mask.
but they can get it and then they get really sick.
Yeah.
That's like the difference.
And but yeah, I feel like they are also acting like it's going away as well
Hmm.
because they want
Because
to.
they be seeing celebrities doing it.
Well, first of all, sometimes when people say that, it's I feel like especially for adults, you know good and well that you can't go by and live your life off what you see on Instagram, of what you see on TV, of what you see like for adults that have that mindset, well, so and so did it, that just kills me because
Right.
have your own mind, use your own
Right. And that's
judgment.
right. And then it's like when they show people without having masks on and stuff, and the celebrities do that and make it think that makes them think it's okay to do that kind of stuff. When it's like, no, you really can't be doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
you
well, of
don't.
course, celebrities shouldn't be doing it either, but I'm just saying, like, people see that and think, like, okay, well, that makes them feel comfortable, especially, and not just that, just the CDC regulating, how
Yeah,
people can wear masks in general, and saying, oh, you don't have to wear your mask here and you don't have to wear your mask there. It's just like people are just so ready to just take them off completely, which is understandable because I hate wearing masks, but I feel like nothing's ever gonna like change if we don't just go back into a normal lockdown. And I feel like COVID is just always going to be a thing. And I feel like as the years go on, like I feel like they will have a better way to like for treatment or whatever. Because I feel like eventually it gonna be like it won't be as serious. And like of course you can still like die from it, but I feel like it'll be kind of like pneumonia, kind of. I feel like years from
hmm,
now, or like pneumonia or flu. I feel like that's how COVID is gonna be. Hopefully, once they get it kind of under control. But who knows how long that's gonna take. And I feel like it'll still be, of course I feel like you can still get it, you can still die from it, but I feel like there'll be more of a regulation and more of a structure to how you take care of yourself if you do have COVID. Because now it's just like, well, here's some vitamin C and drink some tea and put some lemon in your ear, or put some lemon in your eye, lemons, like all these lemons. But
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just how I feel about that. I just think it's ridiculous.
yeah. I just and to just go off that. I feel like if you know you are trying to protect yourself, protect yourself. Wear a mask.
Right.
Wear two if you're going to a place that's heavily populated. Social distance. Even if the other people are not doing it, you can stand away from people. You don't have to get right up on them. Um, try to limit the places that you go. If you go out, if you go to stores, try to go early when there's not a lot of people. That's
Right.
what I do. Like I'm trying to be in the store like time and open, get in, get out. Um, and if you are, you know, in a household with people that are high risk, it's not just about you, it's about the
Right.
people that are surrounding you. So try to do the best behaviors that you can because it is serious, it's not a joke. We've seen the deaths, we've seen just the hard time that people have, when they experience that, and it's not fun. So don't put yourself through that if you don't have to go through it.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, Another thing with the Super Bowl, I noticed like I like how this year they have like well not just this year, but I like how they had like a lot of people, a lot of performances because unless you're like a big star, like you don't you don't really I don't feel like you it's 20 minutes is like a long time to be performing. So I think like that's what I liked about the performance. I feel like you had Mary J. Blige come out 1 minute and give you like that good soulful feeling. Then you got Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre give you like a West Coast feeling, and then you got
Wait,
Kendrick Lamar.
I got a question. So I saw the picture of Mary like just laid out. Was that a, a part of her performance or what was that about?
Yeah, I think it was. I didn't even watch her performance. I just saw a clip.
Oh.
I did not see her fall out like that. I just saw the picture, and I don't know. I don't know why she did
I
that.
was like, wait, what?
Yeah, Mary can keep that. She didn't really have to do all that.
Oh.
But she didn't pass out in it. I think that was definitely a part of her performance. She did it. I don't know why. But
Sorry,
but
I had to ask that.
I feel like now I feel like there like someone was telling me like I was talking to them about this and they were saying how like a lot of like white people were offended by that performance and how that person was saying how they don't think that they're gonna have any more black people on Super Bowl and I was like,
Huh.
well, maybe not that many black people, but they're definitely you can't avoid at this point. I feel like you can't avoid putting black people in any kind of platform because hip hop music is has replaced popular music. Like there's no more pop. Pop hip hop is pop in a way because hip hop is not saying it's the same thing or it sounds the same. I'm just saying it replaced what pop was.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is hip hop. Like that's what people want to hear. People want to
Okay,
dance.
period.
People want that, and they want
Nobody
us
want
to perform
no.
right. And they want to appeal for like they're appealing to our demographic, like 18 to 30 type like demographic. That's who that's who they want to watch the Super Bowl. And in order to do that, they gotta like get the nostalgia stuff in there. They gotta get people we want to see like Mary J. Blige. People that's what people want nowadays. They want nostalgia. They want to feel like things are back to normal. But they also
And
want a good performance. So
yes.
yeah.
And I think Jay-Z got a lot to do with that because how they said he was joining forces with like the NFL to bring
Hmm.
like black awareness
Yeah.
or something like that.
Right.
Y'all gonna have to deal with that because we're not going nowhere. They forever trying to get us excluded. No,
Right.
we
And
coming
it's
and we
like
taking over.
right. And I feel like how you had like the pop girls like Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, like they're not. I mean, not saying they're not making music, but they're not as popular as they used to be. Like that kind of music isn't even as popular as it used to be because they're not really
They trying to
even
do what
making
we
pop music
doing.
like that. Right. They're not even making pop music like that anymore. And like the pop music that is being made is not even as popular, as close as popular as if Travis Scott released a new album or something like that. Like, it's no comparison. So that's why I say hip hop music is popular music. So I mean, I don't feel like that's even like a thing like where like I don't feel like I feel like that's what like people like to see. They like the controversy. They like the backlash from the performance. Like that's all a part of it, you know. So I feel like it's impossible to not have black people to
Yeah.
perform at a platform because that's what people want to see. Because at the end of the day, people think about money and who's going to tune in and stuff like that. So
Weirdly enough, in my head, that connected me to the post I think Quavo made. and he was in Miami, and Madonna commented, and she was like, "That's my house in Miami. What are you doing there?" And Quavo was like, "Trapping."
I cannot.
Tell him, Madonna, you trapping. Like, I could just hear him saying that.
Madonna is so cringe to me. Like, she be doing some wild stuff.
She so what?
Cringe.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't.
Like, why does she have butt implants?
I didn't know that.
They look ridiculous.
I can believe it.
Because they don't match her body at all.
That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. Like, she's too slim for that. Like,
right.
You don't need to do that, first of all. You already, like, people already deem you, well, I guess it's an inner thing, but people already deem you in that world like the greatest. Like,
right.
What else do you need to do? But I think that actually wraps up topics. Yeah, it does. So that's episode 2, guys. You have anything you wanna? I should probably say that before I said that, but
but no, I don't.
Okay. Well, again, that's episode 2. Stay tuned, subscribe, push the button for notifications. Our Instagram will be at the bottom of this video. And thank you for watching.